So, General Motors. Yes, that General Motors. They had a plan. A big, shiny, electric plan. They even named the factory something suitably futuristic. Factory Zero. Well, guess what? The lights have gone dim. Production has hit the brakes. Suddenly, the assembly lines are now quiet. Eerily quiet. This is a multi-billion-dollar facility. And now, it's on pause. A very expensive pause. And with this pause comes the inevitable. The job cuts. 200 people facing uncertainty. Factory Zero wasn't just any old car plant. Oh no. This was GM's golden child. Their statement to the world. It was supposed to be the epicenter of their electric vehicle universe. The place where gas guzzlers went to retire, and sleek battery-powered behemoths were born. Billions were poured into this facility. Billions, with a B. That's a lot of money. Enough to buy a small island or several slightly less impressive factories that actually keep running. This was their EV fortress. The expectations were sky high. Factory Zero was tasked with building these titans. The GMC Hummer EV pickup, the Hummer EV SUV, even the Silverado EV. These weren't just cars. They were declarations. Declarations that GM was serious about electric, that they were ready to take on Tesla, that they were ready to lead the charge. This factory represented a monumental shift for GM. A pivot away from a century of internal combustion engines. It was a gamble, a huge one. They were betting the farm on an all-electric future. Let's talk about those 200 jobs. Because behind the corporate statements and the stock market jitters, there are people, real people, with families, mortgages, and grocery bills. People who went to work at Factory Zero believing they were building the future. Now that future looks a lot less certain for them. 200 individuals suddenly told their services are, for now, not required. That's not just a statistic. That's 200 lives thrown into disarray. 200 households wondering what comes next. Imagine being one of those workers. You're part of this grand experiment, building these massive futuristic electric trucks. There's a sense of pride, maybe, a sense of purpose. You're on the cutting edge, then bam. The cutting edge cuts you. It's a brutal reminder that progress, even when it's painted green and powered by batteries, can still leave people behind. These aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are skilled workers. Machinists, technicians, assembly line operators. Their expertise is suddenly on hold. The company might talk about retooling, or market adjustments, or temporary measures. But for the worker who's just lost their paycheck, temporary can feel like an eternity. GM's official story: navigating choppy electric waters. So what's GM's official line on all this? Why put the brakes on your flagship EV factory? Well, according to the company, it's all about market dynamics. Yes, that old chestnut. Apparently, the insatiable hunger for giant electric trucks isn't quite as insatiable as they initially projected. Or perhaps, people are a little hesitant to drop $100,000 on something that needs a dedicated power station to recharge in a timely manner. Just a thought. It's a classic corporate explanation. Vague, non-committal, slightly worrying. GM says they are retooling or adjusting production schedules. This is corporate speak for oops, we might have gotten a bit ahead of ourselves. They point to a slower than expected ramp-up in EV demand. And to be fair, the EV market is a bit weird right now. There are supply chain issues still lingering. Charging infrastructure is still a work in progress, to put it mildly. And let's be honest, inflation hasn't exactly made expensive new vehicle purchases an easy decision for many. The political power play, EVs in the crosshairs. Now, you can't talk about something this big in the American auto industry without wading into politics. Oh yes, because everything is political now. Even your toaster probably. And electric vehicles? They're practically a campaign platform on wheels. This Factory Zero news? It's like catnip for politicians looking to score points, or, more accurately, looking to blame someone for something, anything. It's a versatile tool, this kind of news. You have folks who were never keen on EVs in the first place. They see this as vindication. See, we told you. Electric cars are a fad, a liberal conspiracy. Stick with good old gasoline. They'll point to the job losses, however temporary GM claims they are, as proof that the green transition is a job killer. Never mind the new jobs being created in battery plants or software development. Details, details. The narrative is what matters. And the narrative here is, EVs are failing. Then there's the lingering shadow of past policies. Remember those trade wars, the tariffs? Those things don't just disappear. Full throttle or feathering the pedal. GM's EV gamble continues. Despite this rather public stumble at Factory Zero, GM is adamant. They are still all in on EVs, or so they say. They're like a poker player who's just lost a big hand but is trying to project an air of calm confidence. This is fine. Everything is fine. Just a minor setback. More chips, please. They are apparently still planning to launch a whole new wave of electric models. The EV dream, it seems, is not dead. It's just taking a nap. In Detroit, they're talking about new battery technologies, more affordable models, expanding charging infrastructure, all the right noises. They have to. They've staked their reputation and a colossal amount of money on this electric future. To back down now would be a disaster, a public relations nightmare, and probably a financial one too. So, the official line is, full speed ahead, eventually. Once we've figured out a few things, like, demand, shock to the system, an industry and lives in flux. This isn't just about GM or Factory Zero. This is about a monumental shift. An entire global industry, the automotive sector, is trying to reinvent itself. It's trying to move from over a century of gasoline and diesel to batteries and electric motors. That kind of change, it's never smooth. It's never easy. There will be some awkward flapping. What makes this particular moment, this Factory Zero pause, so shocking? It's the confluence of so many powerful forces. You have massive business decisions colliding with raw political maneuvering. You have cutting-edge technology bumping up against the everyday realities of people's lives and livelihoods. It's a potent cocktail of ambition, economics, politics, and personal impact. All playing out on a very public stage, in a city that is itself a symbol of American industrial history. The transition to electric vehicles is not a simple flick of a switch. It's a messy, complicated, and often contradictory process. There will be winners, there will be losers, there will be factories that thrive and factories that falter.